love Jeff, but sweet and hot. Whoop, Mr. Motorama pumpkin spot.
Welcome to Fueled by Death Show. Hey, it's not just a podcast anymore. Get ready, the show's about to begin.
Are you ready?
How does one get ready for this show?
I don't know.
I mean, obviously you want a cup of coffee, but how is that different from normal?
I don't know.
Do you like do your hair? You put on some makeup?
I don't know. Are you guys ready for the show? Did you get ready?
How do they know if they're
How
going
do
to be
you-
ready, Jeff?
Do you know that you're ready? Because welcome to Fueled by Death Show, everybody. We're kind of ready, I think. I don't know. This is the companion show to episode 94. The podcast is coming out tomorrow. So we'll tell you a little bit about that as we get into the show. But first and foremost, let's kick it off. I am the Incredible Jeff.
And I'm the Bosch.
No, the Bosch is on my T-shirt.
Then that's
You
me.
Are the Amazing D-Man.
I'm on your T-shirt.
I wish you were on everybody's T-shirt.
I'm glad that's not the case. That would be a bizarre world.
Let us know in those comments if you'd like a D-Man T-shirt.
You know, if there's infinite amount of parallel universes,
You are the Bosch. And you're Batman, and you are, yeah.
and also there's a universe where everybody's wearing a T-shirt with me on it.
Yes. Ooh, I like that universe.
I don't. It's very strange. We're not going there.
Oh, my gosh. We'd love it if you guys follow us over on social media. Our social media of choice is Instagram, but you can try Facebook and Twitter as well. We don't do it as much, but we're on there from time to time. It's very easy. I am at Jeff Wish Coffee.
And I am at Titus Welliver Official.
There it is again. He's going for it again.
It's because I'm the Bosch, Jeff.
Okay.
I've told you this. Nobody else is the Bosch except for Titus Welliver.
It's true.
He actually holds
Is the Bosch.
Yeah, but I'm like right there. I'm like nipping at his heels.
Oh, man.
Respectfully.
Respectfully nibbling at his heels. If this is your first time joining the show, here's the deal. We try to give away something cool every single show, and this show's no different. In fact, this show is doubly cool.
Double
Wait for
dipping.
it.
Does that mean there's two mugs? Could it mean that there's two mugs, Jeff? I was wrong. No, I was right.
You were super right. We are going to give away our recent grinded out set, the red and the bluish black one. And the reason why, as you guys will see a little bit later, is we've got a double dose of Death Star this week. So I thought to celebrate that, why not give away two mugs for the price of one? Because some high numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3869 and 2662 for those of you keeping track. But this is how you do it. All you got to do, share this show if you're watching it live and drop a comment in those comments anytime during the show. Join the conversation. Be part of the fun conversation that we're trying to create with everybody in the show. And one lucky comment after the show is over will be picked, and you will win this set of mugs. D-Man and myself will sign them and send them right out to you. It's that easy. Share and comment. You can't get any easier. And I want to address this because last week we had a couple jokers in those comments trying to run the game, being like, if you type in the word lucky, you'll have a better chance to win. And all you guys were typing in lucky, or you guys were typing in these different things. I saw you jokers out there doing that. That's funny, but that's not the case. Literally any comment, it's picked at random. All you got to do is share this feed, drop any single comment, and one will be picked as the winner. And I want to thank our good friend, Brock Powell.
I know when you blank. I see it. I see it in your face. I know when you just draw a blank and then you know all that experience kicks into place and you're like, "Come on, Jeff, don't blank out now."
Don't blank out now.
BrockFox.com.
That's the one. He's a voice actor on all of the voices on this show and 1,000 of them out in the world. Go follow him at Brock Fox across all social media. We love Brock to death. And just to say a little bit on that, D-Man, I, for those of you who don't know, am a violinist. I was classically trained when I was a little kid. I was in tons of orchestras and stuff like that. Oh yeah, hoity-toity, whatever. But you want to talk about training kicking in. There were multiple times. I can think of 2 instances where I had to play a solo by myself on a stage for like a competition or something like that.
Yeah.
Blanked.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had to have the music memorized.
Yeah.
Like literally stood there in a spot like what do I do?
Oh man, what did you do?
The first time it happened, they actually walked the music out to me, and I got to like see a little bit of it to like jump.
Oh, you like straight up froze.
I was young. I was probably 10 or 11.
Man.
And then the second time it happened, it was a couple years later, and I made it through. Like, I blanked, and I was like, oh, no, what do I do? And, like, I just kind of, like, dug down and started, and I flubbed a couple of the first notes and then made it through.
I remember doing that a few times in chorus in high school, and I would just sing the first verse again.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you can always remember the first verse.
Yep.
It's that pesky second verse that gets you.
Yeah, exactly.
Second verse, same as the first. Here we go.
So it's all about that training. It's all about getting back in
Or
there.
just fucking repeating yourself.
Just fucking repeating yourself. Speaking of repeating ourselves, we said it the last couple of weeks, and I want to give a big thank you to all of you out there for helping us celebrate National Coffee Day last week. It was, from my perspective, a giant success. We had a ton of you out there changing your profile pictures, talking about Death Wish coffee, talking about drinking coffee on National Coffee Day, using that hashtag. A lot of the people that have been on this show that you guys have seen as guests on the podcast, they were all posting about it. It was just a lot of fun for me to go on like my different social media feeds during the day and seeing like so many posts about Death Wish coffee on National Coffee Day.
I just didn't know. It was pretty crazy seing all the influencers that we work with, and I didn't realize we were working with some of these guys.
Yeah.
It's cool to see all that.
Yeah, it really was. And again, thank you to all of you guys out there. You guys make it what it is. This company would not be a taste of what it is if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you so much, and thank you for helping us celebrate. Speaking of celebrate, over the weekend, and we're still dealing with the effects of this, both Dustin and myself celebrated a little too hard.
I had one too many turkey legs.
Yeah, we went to the final day of the New York Renaissance Festival. Man, I love doing that. I don't know if you guys have ever done it. This is the third year in a row I've done it. It's the second year in a row for Dustin and myself going down there. And we dressed up this year, and we ate turkey legs, and I think we drank all the drinks and ate all the food, saw all the shows, ended it with an amazing jousting tournament. It was epic. If you ever get a chance to do a Renaissance fair, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun.
I keep on thinking, how come I didn't start going to these earlier?
Exactly.
Why do I have to be like a 30-something-year-old man going out there? I would have loved this.
I would have loved it.
I would have loved this as a teenager,
Yeah.
young adult, 20-something. Would have loved it.
Not only is it entertaining, and it's because of the entertainment, and also all the food and drink and all that kind of stuff, the artisans and the craftsmen that are there, it's all legit. Like, these are people who are legit making armor and weapons and leather goods, and it's all tooled by real people. It's not mass manufactured stuff. It's all really cool stuff. Yeah, you got a new knife. It's a pretty rad knife. I mean, and it's weighted and it's nice. They zip tied it for him so he couldn't take it out and kill people at the Renaissance Fair.
I could take it out. Just saying.
But it's really
Plus,
nice.
if I wanted to kill people at Ren Fair, just use these hands that Mother Nature gave me.
Best thing I saw. There was we dressed up, in Renaissance-y type stuff. Actually, you were a little bit of steampunk, which was fun. That's kind of like the whole vibe of the Renaissance Fair. But you see all sorts of stuff. We saw Deadpool. We saw Loki from Marvel Universe 2. But the funniest thing I saw was a Renaissance Fair-esque Kylo Ren from Star Wars.
I missed that one.
And it was Kylo Renaissance Fair.
That
guy won in my
dad
book.
joke.
I thought that was really good. But that was a good way to kick off, I think, the beginning of fall. We're into October now. It was like the final day of Ren Fair, but now I'm ready for the leaves to change. I'm ready for pumpkins and all that kind of fun stuff, and Halloween's right around the corner.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Cannot wait.
Secret code unlocked. Discount of death.
This week until Wednesday, October 10th, if you use the discount code Bosscast on deathwishcoffee.com, you will get both the 2018 Valhalla Java and Death Wish mug for 15% off. Again, that's Bosscast for 15% off of that Death Wish or Valhalla Java mug that you see behind me. Jeff, spell Bosscast for us.
It's all one word, Bosscast. 15% off either of these mugs. We love these mugs. They're the 2018. They're all year-round mugs, but a couple times this year, we've we have ran out of them or almost ran out of them.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because you guys have been loving them. So if you haven't picked one up yet, this is the perfect week to do it. And if you have, it's a perfect week to get a present for somebody who doesn't have a kick-ass frickin' coffee mug yet. That, in fact, the Death Wish one, the hammer.
Yes.
That's my new morning mug. I just
nice.
love the shape of it. I love that it's not too big, too small. It's perfect amount of coffee. It's great.
It's one of my favorite shapes for sure.
And that Valhalla Java mug with the volcanic frickin' glaze there. So cool. Zach Wild approved, everybody. So 15% off Bosscast all week long.
Science!
All right, D-Man. So this week on Science, I have 2 short stories, and one of them I was tagged in probably 100 times. And you guys probably have seen it too. This is what happens when you send Death Wish to space. So we famously sent Death Wish coffee to the International Space Station. It's been hanging out in space for a while now. And what do you get when you send the world's strongest coffee to space? You get skull asteroids, right? That's exactly what you get, people.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this is an artist representation, but I will show you the real picture in a second.
That's fucking scary.
Basically, this skull-shaped, quote-unquote, dead comet will fly by Earth in early November. This is the second time that this is actually flying by Earth. We discovered this in 2015.
I feel like this is like a Nostradamus prediction or something.
Right? So it was originally dubbed the Great Pumpkin. The name of it from NASA is 2015 TB145. But NASA dubbed it the Great Pumpkin. But actually, in 2015, after they discovered it, and they started looking at this actual photo of the asteroid, people were pointing out, hey, that kind of looks a little bit like a skull.
No, it looks exactly like a fucking skull, dude.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I know, right? So we do know a lot about this asteroid, again, because this is the second time it's passing by us. It's 2,300 feet in diameter, which is a medium-sized asteroid. And it's known as a dead comet. Again, it's like, Death Wish coffee in space. What are we doing? We're ruining the universe. Or maybe we're making the universe better. Who knows? But scary skull-shaped things are coming at us now, and I think we might have something to do with it.
Oh, D-Man, why are you so scared of space? Because of shit like this, dude.
A dead comet is basically a comet that has no coma to it, no tail to it. And Vishnu Reddy, who is a research scientist at the Planetary Science Institute in Tucson, Arizona, said in a statement in 2015, "We found that the object reflects about 6% of the light it receives from the sun. That is similar to fresh asphalt. And while here on Earth we think that is pretty dark, it's actually brighter than a typical comet, which only reflects about 3 to 5% of the light. But this suggests it could be cometary in origin, but because there's no coma, it's connotated as a dead comet. And it's a dead comet, and it kind of looks like a skull.
Yeah,
so
no, I put that together already. I'm sufficiently freaked out, Jeff. Don't worry.
It's my new favorite comet in the universe right now. The first time it flew by at 1.3 lunar distances to Earth, about 400,000 miles to Earth. This time it's much farther because of the orbit. It's about 105 lunar distances from Earth. So you can see it with a telescope, but you won't be able to see it up close. And in 2027, it will return again.
To smash us to smithereens.
No, it will have its closest flyby, though, just under 1 lunar distance. So it actually is going to fly just under where the moon is, which is pretty crazy. So we'll see it even better.
What happens
in
if something smashes in? What happens if something smashes into the moon hard enough?
It happens.
That fucks things up, right?
Yeah. Are you talking about something this size?
Yeah.
Basically, what would happen is it wouldn't be big enough to affect the orbit of the moon, but it could be big enough it would definitely affect the topography of the moon.
Yeah.
And some of that debris then could probably maybe hit our atmosphere because of the gravitational
But then
pull.
it would just burn up.
It would just burn up. Yeah, it wouldn't be that bad. We would need like a really large asteroid to hit the moon to crack it to really either affect its trajectory or to have pieces affect us. But hopefully that won't happen.
Yeah,
But
hopefully.
On top of this, I wanted to bring up, and this is incredible for human history, what we love to talk about on science. Japan landed the first ever rover on an asteroid. We have pictures and video. This is actually a picture taken from the rover on the asteroid. And I have another picture here, and I'm going to sync in some video for you guys as well. This video is from our friends over on space.com, and it gives you a little bit more insight into this incredible human feat of putting a rover on an asteroid. So check it out. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And basically, Japan's Hayabusa 2 spacecraft, or at least its Minerva 2 rovers, Rover 1A and Rover 1B, the twin robots successfully descended onto the, I don't want to get this wrong, but I'll put it up here, the Ryugu asteroid, Ryugu
Sure.
asteroid, making them the world's first rovers to land on the surface of an asteroid. And both rovers will actually return to Earth in 2020 after collecting samples to be processed by the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, or JAXA. These samples will help scientists understand the composition and structure of the asteroid, which may in turn give us insights into the formation of Earth and even the origins of the universe. So we're constantly trying to find new ways to study asteroids and comets because they are some of the oldest things in the universe. It's pretty neat, and to be able to land something on one of them, like I said, that's human history. That's a footnote in human history right there, and we're all witness to it. And that's what's so cool about science and space exploration, because it seems like every day we're doing something that was only science fiction just yesterday.
Yeah. By the way, I think that's Ryugu.
Ryugu. That sounds better.
Yeah, it sounds better at least.
Yeah. You know me. I butcher everything. But it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So keep your eyes on the skies, guys. We've got some cool stuff landing on asteroids, and we have a Death Comet coming to doom us all, maybe? Or at least wish us all a happy Halloween? Who knows?
I like the latter one.
Yeah, me too.
Good. It is a fully operational Death Star of the week.
All right, guys, it's time for another Death Star of the week, and just like our mug giveaway this week, you guys are getting 2 for 1. Like I say all the time, I want to throw it out to our amazing community out there, the official Death Wish Coffee Company community page over on Facebook. So many good people have created this incredible community that's 4,000 strong now.
Wow.
It's incredible. And that has stemmed into an even larger community thanks in part to what we do here on the show. And I'm really excited for you guys to meet both Beth and Ron, and I'm going to butcher their last name, Marcinski.
I don't think you butchered it.
Good. Beth and Ron have actually been fans of this show since the first time we ever went live, and I will guarantee they are probably in the comments right now getting ready to see themselves on the Death Star.
Didn't they win the first mug giveaway?
Maybe. I'm not sure. That is a question for our warehouse manager who keeps all those all those records of all the people that he sends mugs out to.
If they're not the first winner, they're one of the first winners of our mug giveaways.
But it was really cool to get them on the show because we've been showing you guys some of the Death Stars, some of these people who have been fans since the beginning, since before Death Wish was even Death Wish. And it's cool to talk to people who are fairly new to the company and have seen the growth and are still excited about what we're doing here, and we're excited to have them. So, mugs up this week for this week's Death Star of the Week, a twofer. Beth and Ron, here they come. And I'm going to start the way I always start. I want to know, what's the first time you heard about the company? How did you hear about Death Wish Coffee?
He did it.
Sorry.
It's your fault, Ron.
Yeah, I found out about Death Wish on Amazon. I was looking for strong coffee and bought a bag, and we immediately fell in love with it. And then we found out she was pregnant, and so she couldn't have caffeine.
No
for a whole.
coffee, yeah, right?
So, in solidarity, I gave it up with her, and it became this like mythical great white whale for us.
The day you could have coffee again?
Day we could have coffee again, in particular Death Wish. So we saved up a little bit of money and made sure that we had the coffee here on hand, both regular and then Valhalla, just so when she could have coffee again, we could both have coffee again.
Awesome. When was that about, when you first discovered the coffee? Do you know?
About 2 years ago.
About 2 years ago? That's really cool. And you found us on Amazon. That seems to be always the story, is people looking for strong coffee. And I love that we are the first to come up for that kind of thing, because, we pride ourselves on being the world's strongest coffee. And I know you both have now a beautiful baby who's 1 year old, I believe, right?
Yep.
So I'm sure that's what coffee fuels you to deal with, let's say. How much coffee do you think you drink a day?
About 2 to 3 cups for me.
Yeah.
About the same on an average day. On weekends, more.
Yeah, me too. I definitely am drinking more on the weekend. And what's your favorite brewing method?
Mine's percolator.
Oh, okay.
Old school.
Yeah.
Chemex for-
And what did you say, Ron?
And Chemex for me.
Chemex. Yeah. See, I got to get on that train. I don't understand why I haven't done it yet. And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pull that trigger very very soon. That's awesome though. So,
I know somebody who has a really good combo pack where you get some really good coffee and some filters and all of that in one.
I know you think I would be able to just do that. And it's funny, like, they're on the shelf right outside too, and it's just like I walk by them every day, and it's like I should just buy one, and I just haven't.
Pocket it.
I know. No. I'm gonna buy one of these days. It's nice though. Like, a lot of the events we do, and a lot of, even just in the office, sometimes there'll be Chemexes just going. So it's like I drink Chemex coffee a lot. I just never think to have one at home, because I do French press a lot. But I mean, however you brew your coffee, it's good, and I'm glad that it's fueling you guys. And I have to make the comment, Beth. Great T-shirt, by the way. Very and you too, Ron. I'm a huge Iron Maiden fan, by the way. And my favorite Doctor in the background. So you guys are winning all over the place, which is really great. So I also want to say, for people who might be just meeting you guys for the first time, not only do I know that you guys are fans of Death Wish Coffee, I think you are some of the first fans that we've had on the Fuel by Death show, and you guys have been watching the show together pretty much since we started doing it as a live format, so I can't thank you guys enough for that, which is great. In fact, probably as this is airing, all three of us are in the comments, probably commenting on this happening right now, which is probably surreal and weird, and we're breaking some sort of timey-wimey thing, to quote the doctor. So let's get back to the brewing, or in the coffee. I mean, the other question I like to ask: a lot of people out there who are fans of Death Wish Coffee are also fan of the merchandise and the mugs that we make. Do you guys collect the mugs at all?
We're starting.
Yeah.
My first one, the 2017, in honor of my son, since he was born in 2017.
That's great.
This is my favorite. Nobody else touches it.
Oh, that's great. I like the size of that too. It's not
shaped
too big. It's not too small. It's nice. How about you, Ron? You got a favorite? Oh, there it is. The
I
Valhalla
have
Java.
yours as well, but there's just something about this year's Valhalla Java
I know,
that
right?
just speaks to me. Yeah.
It's
The Space Oddity one will be going on our
Space-
shelf, though.
it's
and
coming
then-
soon.
Much like you, I also have a blue space mug,
NASA.
NASA one.
Yeah, and again, thanks to the wonderful community of Death Wish Coffee drinkers out there, I would have never known that mug even existed. And I saw somebody post it in the official page, And I went immediately. I saw the post probably come up 5 minutes. I went and ordered it, and within another 5 minutes, it was already sold out again. That mug constantly gets sold out. So I'm so happy to have that mug, and I get a comment almost every other show about that mug, which is great.
She gave it to me for my first Father's Day.
Oh, that's so rad! And what a cool company Deneen is, that they get to do not only stuff for us, but just all sorts of cool people like NASA and all that kind of stuff. It's like, we love working with those guys. This is why we do so many mugs every single year. And I'm glad you guys are just starting to do your collection, because we got some fun ones coming out by the end of this year, and we're just starting to plan next year's too. So there's a lot of really good stuff. Now, the question I always get to on Death Star, and it's interesting now to hear from guys like you who have only been fans of the company for a couple of years, and you've seen some of the stuff we've done, but obviously you've heard about some of the stuff before you even had discovered the company. Through it all, through the merch, the mugs, the coffee, is there anything that you haven't seen us try that you'd like to see us try?
You first.
Well, I know he wants the chocolate-covered coffee beans.
Okay. I can tell you with certainty that we will be releasing coffee chocolate this year. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes.
That we have some surprises in store for that. We're up in the game. The last couple of years we've done it in a very kind of limited run, small kind of thing. We're up in the game this year when we got some really cool stuff, and we're going to be showcasing that on the show once it gets closer to the end of the year. But you guys will be able to see that. So your wish is granted, Ron.
Yeah, thank you. The cherry bark is one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah, that was really tasty. So
I'm still gonna say toddler wear. We need
toddler
we need to
wear.
get the kiddos repping.
I know. You know, we're always thinking of new merchandise and stuff, and it's funny because we've kicked that around a lot, and you always run into the legality, because it's like you don't want to promote toddlers drinking coffee, but we do want to promote toddlers looking kick-ass. And I think like a black, toddler onesie or something with the skull and crossbones, I'm on board with it. I think it'd be rad. I don't know. I think we could do something like that. How about as newly mug lifers, let's say, because I know you guys are going to keep collecting. Is there anything, any idea of a mug that you'd like to see us try?
You got any ideas?
I've been a big fan of all the Valhalla Java mugs I've seen so far, and I know she's still on the search for the older Dia de los Muertos. I tell you, I couldn't be more excited about the Space Oddity mug.
No.
Very David Bowie Black Star-esque. Really dig that. I say more with space, since that seems to be a very prevalent part of the science discussions every week.
Yeah.
More we can do with that's always better.
Cool. I love it. I mean, hopefully we're going to get to do more with NASA. Being able to send the coffee to the International Space Station was, for me, incredible, but for the company at large, it's one of our most amazing things that we've ever been able to do. And we have a really good relationship with NASA now, so hopefully we're not only going to be able to send more coffee to them, but maybe do some collaboration stuff. Like, sky's the limit. The universe is the limit, pun intended. But
The gravity of that statement.
Ha That's so good. Oh man.
Another option may be something with CERN. It's a lot more local, but it definitely plays into a lot of those things we talk about a lot.
Yeah. I love it. We kick around, it's funny, like I said, we're getting ready for the 2019, kind of mugs ideas, because we have to really create them. Our art director, Thomas Dragonetti, he has to start creating, think of our St. Patrick's Day mug next year. We have to start creating that and really kind of line that up now, because Deneen is, doing all sorts of other people, not just our mugs, so we have to have a lot of that in line. But we always have let's say 70 ideas for mugs, and we have to whittle it down to 10, for the year. So hopefully, if not next year, in years coming, we'll do more with space. We'll do more with all that kind of stuff, and that's really cool. Lastly, I can't thank you guys enough for being fans of the company, for being fans of the show, because one of the things, especially for me at this company, is to create entertainment for, you know, the fans of the coffee and for people who may not have ever even heard of Death Wish coffee. So, you know, they can kind of have like a gateway to the company and the product. And guys like you who tune in every week, it means a lot to us. And, you know, obviously you guys posting about the company as well. You guys are huge ambassadors for us, and we really can't thank you enough.
Thank you for always being so positive and just putting out good messages and supporting really great charities. And the community at large is such a positive feed for me. It was hard being at home for the first couple months with an infant.
Right.
And you guys gave me human contact that was positive and interactive, and it made a world of difference. The next week after the first time I watched the show, I said, Ron, you have to watch this. He was homesick, and he's like, hey, this is kind of cool. They're talking nerd.
Yeah. I try to nerd up as much as I can. I'm the resident nerd here at Death Wish Coffee, if you haven't caught that on every freaking Fueled by Death show. And so I try to nerd it up as much as we can, but I'm glad you guys enjoy it. And thanks so much for being on the segment this week.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
The Fueled by Death guest.
All right, D-Man.
Before we roll into this one,
Okay.
last week,
So much fun. If you guys missed last week's episode with owner of Cold Steel Knives, Lynn Thompson, go check that episode out. We not only got to talk to him about the show, or about his company and making some of the coolest knives in the world, but if you watch the video, we got some fun throwing spears and bladed shovels and all sorts of fun stuff. So it's a real good episode.
So after the episode aired, and I show up to the office, Jeff pulls me aside into this room and says, I have to show you something. You're never going to be expecting what I'm about to show you.
And you never would have.
Never would I have expected what you showed me, which was a video made by somebody, some stranger,
some YouTuber out
calling
there.
himself the Backyard Ninja?
The
Backyard Samurai.
Backyard Samurai, yeah.
And he made a video about how I'm Satan, I think.
Could it be Satan?
Am I Satan?
It was I think it was titled like Satanic Bedfellows, Cold Steel Knives, Death Wish Coffee, and the Antichrist.
Right, so I guess I'm the Antichrist in this one?
Well, when we were at Cold Steel Knives, you were wearing your awesome softball shirt. And if you guys didn't know, this year, Death Wish Coffee, we were in a beer league, a softball beer league. All of us who never really are sports people or softball at all, we all got together and we had a really good time playing in this league. And Mike was kind enough to make us all team shirts. And, you know, they say Death Wish Coffee on the front, and then we got to pick our number on the back. And, of course, being D-Man, he picked the number 666 because why not? You know, it's super fun. But I think that's why, like, that whole connotation happened. So they sunk the video of you at Cold Steel with this shirt
Throwing
on.
bullseyes, by the way.
Yeah, to metal music and some satanic like whisper chant in the background. It was creepy and crazy.
With like graphics, and it was weird, people.
It was weird.
It was very strange, but we hit a new level on the Fueled by Death show.
Yeah.
I am now the Antichrist.
Yes.
Which is great. I always knew it.
Yeah, I always did too.
But it's great to be recognized as such. We were laughing about how because the video makes me look so awesome, it's something I made on the sneak.
Right, yeah. And you're just like, ha, 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 ha.
Look at this video somebody made. And it's just me throwing bullseyes in slow motion.
With 666
and metal music. It was great. It was great. So I had to mention that. It's very strange.
So thanks to all of our fans out there. And if you happen to be in the comments, Backyard Samurai, thanks for the weird Satan video.
Thanks. That's great. I'm honored. I really am.
But this week is no different. We're really excited about this episode. We got to talk with comedian John Murray about his brand new podcast, Bosscast. And what's really cool is we not only talk about podcasting, which is something that we love, and it's really cool to talk to someone else who's kind of getting into the game and hearing what they're doing, but we talked to him about being a comedian as well, and he started out in stand-up, and now he is a featured player of the Upright Citizens Brigade, the UCB, in New York City, and we get to talk all about that, his love of comedy, his love of podcasts, and his love of Bruce Springsteen. That's where this was born, was the idea that he has this inherent love of the Boss, and he realized that when he would talk to his friends or fellow comedians, the conversation would always go to random areas. You'd start off by talking about Bruce Springsteen or a specific song or a specific album, and then it would just branch off into this interesting conversation, and people would bring up their childhood or past memories or whatever. And so he was like encouraged by his friends, why don't you start recording this and make it into a podcast? And like I say before, I really think that that's the best and most honest way to start a podcast, is just talk about what you're passionate about and see where it goes. Hit that record button and see where it goes. And that's what we did with John. And that whole episode comes out tomorrow. But I got a sneak peek of our episode with John Murray, host of the Bosscast, for you guys right here. Improv, like you said.
Yes.
But
yeah.
you have done, a lot of on-camera work
Yes.
and that kind of thing. Do you like one more than the other? Do you like them both in different ways? Or
Well, let's just get frank, fellas. On-camera work pays a lot better than improv.
It's true. It's true.
From that perspective, like it a lot more. Yeah, I mean, like on-camera stuff, like that's always the best. I mean, like, just being on a set and stuff like that always trumps it.
Unbelievable. You're still here.
It's still 0, 0, 0.
To 0. I did it. I spoke.
Yeah.
Improv now at this point, and I mean this in the best way possible, is like basically what I do for fun. I have 3 kids now, so I am choosing to go out on a Saturday night at 9 o'clock to do long form improv. That is like how I'm going to have fun. That's like, instead of meeting a friend at a bar, I'm like, oh, I'll just go and do a show for an hour, maybe catch a drink afterwards. Like, that's where I kind of tell people, if they want to see me and hang out, like, come see me at that, because that's the night out I'm having for myself.
Yeah. Happy birthday! Surprise! I'm naked.
All right, we got birthdays this week, just like we have every week. It seems like somebody's born every single week. We never get a week off. Maybe there'll be one week where nobody's born. See, D-Man can't handle me today. Nobody can handle me. You can't handle me. You guys, man, you might be able to handle me. Let's get into some birthdays. First up, on Thursday, October 4th, voice actor and actor Bill Fagerback. And I looked it up. That's how you pronounce it. He's going to be 61 on Thursday. You probably know him as Patrick Starr, the friend and compatriot of SpongeBob SquarePants. For the last, 20 seasons they did that show? It was
I don't know.
crazy.
I never got into that show.
Love that show.
Never.
And he's iconic as that character, but he's done so much other stuff. In fact, friends of sitcoms out there might know him as Marshall's dad on How I Met Your Mother. And also, iconically, this show I grew up with because my parents loved it, and I used to watch it with them. Coach. Do you remember Coach?
I remember Coach. I hated it, though.
He was the assistant coach.
Oh.
Yeah, to Craig T. Nelson there. So he's had a pretty great career, and like I said, near and dear in my heart as Patrick Starr. So a happy birthday to him on Thursday. On Friday, October 5th, Mr. Neil deGrasse Tyson is turning the big 60. He's the head of the Hayden Planetarium down in New York City, and also all things science. You've probably seen him on late night television, or maybe his own show, Star Talk Radio, his podcast, or now it's a television show on the Discovery Channel.
You ever see the pictures of him from high school?
Yes.
It's crazy. He was a wrestler, and he was a monster.
Yeah, he was a monster.
He was jacked and scary.
And he grew up loving Carl Sagan and loving space exploration and loving science, and became an astrophysicist himself. And following in Carl Sagan's footsteps, he along with Andrew Rhin, Carl Sagan's wife, and Seth MacFarlane from Family Guy, they restarted the Cosmos series. That first season was excellent.
So fucking good.
And they're about to do season 2.
That's awesome.
Which is going to be a lot of fun. Cannot wait. So a happy birthday to Neil on Friday. On Monday, October 8th, near and dear to the child in all of our hearts, I bet, Mr. R.L. Stine is turning 75 years old. Obviously the author of the famed Goosebumps books. And Jack Black played him in a movie about the Goosebumps movie, which I didn't see. Didn't look that great.
No, it looked
horrible.
horrible.
But I do hold those books near and dear to my heart. I loved them as a kid. They were great. And I have a special message from R.L. Stine from last year's New York Comic-Con. We hooked him up with some coffee before a panel, and he thanked all of you guys. So here's that.
Hi, I'm R.L. Stein. I write the Goosebumps books. I'm getting ready for my Comic-Con talk. The way I'm getting ready is with Death Wish Coffee. I want to say hi to all my Death Wish friends out there. And thanks for the coffee.
So that was really fun from R.L. Stein, and a happy birthday to him on Monday. Finally, on Tuesday, October 9th, writer, director, all-around scary dude Guillermo del Toro is turning 54.
He looks scary, too.
This is his house. That's his hallway in his house. He has the coolest house ever. And, he is a connoisseur of horror. This guy has written and directed some of the coolest movies, I don't know, in the last couple decades. You remember Mimic?
Yeah.
That was one of his first movies,
Yeah.
1997, Mina Sorvino, sorry. About they made this weird breed of cockroach, and then it turns into, the insects are going to, kill all the humans, and they learn how to mimic being a human and all that stuff. It's creepy, right?
Yeah.
They made a terrible sequel, but that original one, that was him. He also directed Blade 2.
Yep.
He just won an Oscar, 2 Oscars, for writing and directing Shape of Water. He should have won an Oscar for Pan's Labyrinth.
That was my favorite. I was waiting for that one.
But my favorite, 100%, hands down, is Hellboy.
Oh, yeah.
What he did with Hellboy was amazing. Ron Perlman and him just made that incredible. I am, full disclosure, excited for the David Harbour re-release of this character. Is
Guillermo doing those as well?
No, it's all new, everybody. But I will give it some clout because I think they did a great job doing what they did, and I want to see what this new vision, this new way of going with it will be. But I love Hellboy, and like I said, this version was amazing. So happy birthday to Guillermo, and happy birthday to everybody this week.
I smell a roast.
Okay, so before we get into the roast this week, guys, one last time, make sure, if you haven't yet, and you're watching this live, share this feed. Drop a comment in those comments. One lucky comment will win a pair of mugs. It's a super rarity. We usually give away a single mug. This week we're giving away 2. It's our grinded out set, the red and the blue. D-Man and myself will sign the bottom, send them right out to the lucky winner after the show. So it's that easy. Share and comment. Can't be any easier than that. But let's get into the roast. So this week on the roast, to kick off the October season, I wanted to find something a little kind of spooky, a little kind of scary. And this was something that was trending on Twitter that led me down a rabbit hole of weird, strange, and funny tombstones. There's lots of those out there. In fact, there's a huge rabbit hole. I could do 9 roasts on this thing. But I picked some of my favorites. But I'll show you what kicked it all off. This was from a Russian cemetery. It just cropped up. Somebody made an effigy for their daughter who died, unfortunately, at 25 years old. And this guy had a 5-foot-tall iPhone made with her photo on it.
I got a dark joke / question. She
die while texting while driving. Yeah, we did it. I don't actually know. I was trying to find out, excuse me, how she died. I did not see that in the article that I read. But I thought this was weird. This is definitely something I've never seen before. It's all made out of stone.
Yeah.
And it's strangely beautiful. They did a great job on it. It looks exactly like a giant iPhone. And it's tragic that she died so young. She obviously, was very much
It's more tragic that her tombstone's a fucking iPhone, people.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
This is...
No, I get you. So this led me down a rabbit hole of looking at some weird, some strange, some creepy, some funny tombstones.
Really?
We're
not just going to roast this for 20 minutes?
I mean, okay.
Because I can sit here and roast this for 20 minutes.
More to say on the iPhone?
I mean, listen. Talk about dating your death, all right?
That's true.
What happens when they update the iPhone? Are you going to update the fucking tombstone? What
I never thought of that.
As soon as they come out with a new iPhone, dude, this tombstone is going to stop working. Oh!
He's here all night, people. The 7 o'clock show is definitely different than the 3 o'clock show.
Okay, this roast is over.
No, but like I said, to kick off October, right? I was like, you know what? Let's look up some of these. And I found some weird, strange, crazy, funny ones that I wanted to share with y'all. First up, it is. Oh, before I even get into that, in the comments, let's kick this off. How do you guys want to be buried? What's your ideal tombstone? I'll tell you mine first. And I thought about this when I was a younger kid, and I still want to make this happen. So I want a very simple tombstone. You know, here lies Jeff Ayers or whatever. You know, but on the tombstone itself, coming out of the tombstone, is kind of an oversized clear shot glass, and I want to run a tube to basically just a simple pneumatic device with liquid inside the tombstone. So, and then a specific time of day, let's say 6 p.m., you know, which is a good time to take a shot. You can come to my tombstone and it'll fill, and then at 6:05 or whatever, it'll go back down. So you can literally every day come and take a shot with me. And I thought about that when I was 15.
Weird.
Yeah, super
That's
weird.
Okay, I got one for you.
All right.
Just throw me in the trash. No, anyways. All right, so I'm going to have a tombstone where if you touch it in a certain way, it's going to open up a secret passage.
Ooh, Hardy Boy style.
Where you go down the stairs and you come to just a wall.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to blast you in the face with my ashes.
Oh, my God. This is terrible. Although I kind of like it. You should set up a closed caption kind of thing too to videotape it all.
Oh no, it'll be, the way I figured I'll do it is
circuit TV,
it's gonna have a poem on it, and then the letters
so
get
literally like an Egyptian tomb.
Yeah, but the letters are gonna get smaller and smaller, so you have to get closer and closer to read it. And as soon as you get to the tiniest, smallest line, that's where it's gonna blow at my ashes right on it, up your nose, your mouth.
I love it. So let us know, you guys, in the comments as we're getting through this roast. What are some of your ideas?
I thought of this just now, by the way. I didn't think of this when I was younger.
That is amazing. First of all, one that I found that I think is gorgeous that I never knew about. This is the coffin of John Paul Jones. John Paul Jones is the father of the American Navy. If you've never heard his name, you've definitely heard his most famous quote. During the American Revolution, he's the guy that screamed, "I have not yet begun to fight." And it was true, and he went on to destroy the British Navy.
Wow.
And for the longest time, we couldn't find his body because he was buried in France.
Yeah.
In the 1900s, in the early 1900s, we found his body, and it was brought back to America. This is the coffin with his remains that resides underneath the American Naval Academy, and it's gorgeous. It's made of black and white marble to connotate kind of like it's been under the waves forever.
Ah.
It's held up by 4 bronze dolphins, and all of those barnacles are hand carved all over the thing.
Wow, that's insane.
Gorgeous. But I mean, talk about over the top effigy for a dead guy. You know? That's like a king almost. That's crazy. But it's cool. I had no idea that was even a thing. Another one is this one. I didn't know. Apparently it's very famous. It's called the Hasserot Angel in Ohio's Lakeview Cemetery. In fact, it is a tourist stop. People go to take pictures here all the time because of this angel. It is a life-sized angel. And she's holding an upside-down torch to symbolize the end of life. You know, your flame gets snuffed out. And because she was made of bronze and it actually oxidized on her face, so she constantly looks like she is crying black tears.
Weird, yeah.
So it is like this really kind of creepy, effigy. And like I said, it's life-size. So it's huge, and again, people come and want to take pictures of it and everything. Never knew it existed. Pretty cool, pretty spooky for Halloween.
Ew.
So another one. Here's one's a little weird. This is a tomb that nobody lives in yet because this tomb was bought and paid for and constructed by Nicolas Cage. This is his tomb. He made a pyramid, and it stands 9 feet tall. And it has no name on it yet, obviously, but it has the Latin omni ab uno, which means everything from one. He's been asked multiple times, what's the connotation for this? Why'd you do this? Why'd you make a pyramid? Why'd you buy a pyramid for your gravesite?
He obviously got too much into the role of national treasure.
That's what a lot of people think.
It is ridiculous.
That's what a lot of people think.
Dude, I'm glad I don't like Nicolas Cage because this kind of confirms my feelings.
Yeah. Well,
ridiculous.
Someday Nicolas Cage will reside in this 9-foot tall white pyramid.
Hopefully someday soon.
Oh, my goodness. D-Man is a little ornery today, but it's good. I like that. I like that a lot. Here's another kind of strange one. It's the Davis monuments. Now, the Davises were a wealthy farming family in Kansas. And after the matriarch, Sarah, died, her husband, John, started to place all these marble statues around the site, including statues of her as a young woman, as an old woman, even both of them sitting in their favorite armchairs. There's 11 in total. It costs astronomical 6-7 figures for to do all of this. I think I've got some other pictures. Yeah, there's her as an older woman, there's her as a younger woman, and this is the entire plot.
Wow.
That's how big the entire monument is. And they never really understood why John was sinking all of the money into doing this before he eventually passed away as well. But the reasoning behind it, and I kind of like this idea, is that her family didn't like him. Didn't like her husband at all. So to ensure that her family wouldn't get their fortune, he spent it all on this.
Ooh, burn.
Burn.
Oh, man.
Dick move from behind the grave.
I like it. I like that guy.
Yeah. So that's an odd one that I never knew about. The Davis monuments there. That's pretty crazy. And I got two funny ones. I couldn't find really much information about them, but they both stuck out to me. One of them is just called Kay's Fudge Recipe, and this is a literal tombstone, and it's Kay's Fudge. It says, wherever she goes, there's laughter at the bottom, but it is a delicious fudge recipe, and I really kind of hope, I'm sure I'm not the only one who's ever made this joke, but I really kind of hope that throughout Kay's entire life, she was like, no one will get my fudge recipe. Over my dead body, they'll get my fudge recipe, and her kids were like, all right, here it is.
There it is.
Yeah. Who knows, right? I don't know, but I think that's kind of neat. You can go and check that out, and I actually want to make them.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah, I'm into it.
I'm not much of a fudge guy.
I like fudge,
but I'd eat this.
And here is a very odd one. And if you guys know any information about this, let us know in the comments, because I couldn't really find much other than just this picture. But it's I don't know why you'd want this on your tombstone.
Oh boy!
Right, 1909. It looks like Emar Johnson.
Really? I'm reading Boner Johnson.
Boner Johnson is drinking milk straight from the cow. He's cutting out that middleman. I don't know.
This is probably the dude that spent the family's fortune. This is the grave that they made for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That one struck me as a little weird, and I don't understand why you'd want that as your effigy, or if someone was playing a joke on the guy who's dead, like you said, I don't know. Think about the sculptor that had to sculpt that. Like, you want me to do what? Wait. Let me just get this straight, so I don't spend a lot of time on this sculpture.
Do you have a picture for reference?
Yeah. Do you have a picture for reference? Like, it's freaking weird. And so finally, to wrap up this little walk down weird, strange, and funny tombstones. One of the most famous tombstones out there, and also one of the most creepy, is Jules Verne's tombstone.
Ooh, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. He was buried in this grave with the headstone, and this is actually a sculpture that was made 2 years after his death, and it is called Toward Immortality and Eternal Youth. And the sculptor actually used Jules Verne's actual death mask to make this. Ooh. So that's actually his face, and it depicts him rising from the grave, and it's very fitting for the father of science fiction. And I just think it's very, very iconic. In fact, EC Comics back in the 30s used a drawing of this as the first issue of their comic series, because it's creepy and awesome, and it really gets you into that Halloween spirit. I mean, out of everything that we showed, that'd be something that I would be proud to have as my tombstone.
I have one more thought about that cell phone tombstone.
All right.
Do you think if she died 10 years ago, she'd have a flip phone tombstone? I mean, it so dates it everything. That's terrible. I'm sorry,
It's terrible. But I thought it was fun to kind of look at some of these random.
Yeah, that one's cool. I would want that.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Except for if he were to spray ashes in everybody's face who walks by.
This guy.
I just want to keep on being a jerk after I die. That's all I really want.
I think you can achieve that.
I think so, too. One can only hope.
One can only
Man's Death Wish Update. Brought to you by Death Wish Coffee.
So, D-Man, something's coming out tomorrow that we've been talking about pretty incessantly on the show.
Dude, I love this windbreaker. I love it. I love it. I've
haven't
been
seen
wearing
it.
it too. It's been great, man. This thing works so well. The little touches on it are so awesome. I didn't notice until later the little tag up by the hood, which is this is a Thomas thing to do, by the way, is to hide neat stuff. This is reflecting, so it keeps you safe as well as awesome looking. And of course, we got the big, beautiful logo on the back. Is that reflective? No, it's not. But it's awesome. So we love it even still.
And it was funny. They came into the office the other day because obviously when new products come out, we want to get them because they're awesome. So we all ordered ones for ourselves, and they came in. And it was the perfect day because it was funny. We were all leaving the office, paying for our windbreaker, and then literally putting it on and walking out into a monsoon outside because it was raining so hard.
Yeah.
But these are water resistant. They will break the wind, and they're great, and they're coming out tomorrow, guys.
Jeff and dad jokes today.
Yeah,
What's up, dude? Oof.
But yeah, we're really excited about it, and we hope you guys are excited too. Snag yours tomorrow, and they won't sell out tomorrow if you can't snag it tomorrow. But hopefully, they'll go quick because it's one of those pieces of merchandise. When it's gone, it's gone. So if you're looking for your size, you're looking to get that awesome Death Wish Coffee windbreaker, and you can frickin' rock Death Wish Coffee in the best or worst conditions.
But Jeffrey, what if I'm more of a hoodie guy?
Well, I don't have a picture, but you guys have been asking. Let's give you the rundown on it. We're doing a hoodie at the end of this year. Every single year we try to do a hoodie, and full disclosure, we can't make everybody happy. Some people like the zip-down hoodie. Some people like the pullover hoodie. So we switch it up. The last handful of years, we've been switching it up every year. So this year, it's zip-down time again. And we're doing a zip-down hoodie. It's going to be great. We're working with a new company. They're super comfortable. We got to try a test version of it. Very, very comfortable. It's going to have the logo on the back, everything that you love about it. Again, so you can look awesome, rocking and repping Death Wish Coffee in your new hoodie. I don't have a picture. As soon as we have a picture, I'll show you on the show. And I obviously don't have a date even. We don't even have a date for when we're going to release them. But it will be. Okay, he's got a date. But it will be before the end of the year. We have a lot of cool stuff coming out before the end of the year.
Might even be this month.
Might be. We'll see. But get ready. If you guys have been waiting, because we know you guys have been asking that question. If you guys have been waiting on a brand new Death Wish Coffee hoodie, they're coming. They're zip down. And it will be yours. It will be yours. Also on the merch train, and I do have mock versions of this that I can show you as we're talking about it. But you guys have heard us talk about this too. We're coming out with a hockey jersey. This thing is super limited, guys. We really didn't know how well this is going to do. So we kind of rolled the die. We've heard people say that they wanted us to try a hockey jersey. So we rolled the die. We made an awesome one. Thanks again to Thomas Dragonetti for making this thing look amazing. It's got the number 12 on the back to commemorate the year that Death Wish Coffee was born. It's also got a space at the top there. Like if you want to get your name done on the back of it, you can, like a real hockey jersey. And, obviously the Death Wish colors and the logo on front. We're really excited about it. But again, it's super limited.
Well, let me tell you, as a purchaser, I know generally the prices of things. I can guess what they're going to come out to.
Right.
I've never bought a hockey jersey. I've never been into hockey.
Yeah, me either.
They're expensive.
They are, especially for like.
But here's the thing: we're not going to get anything cheap here. If somebody wants a hockey jersey, they're going to get a real, authentic, badass, full-blown hockey jersey.
Yeah,
and that's what we went with. And they're not cheap, people. They're really pricey.
So this is going to have a high price point on it. But, I mean, if you, like D-Man's saying, if you're a fan of hockey, you know that that's what you're spending on it anyways for your favorite team or your favorite player out there. So, hopefully, we're your favorite coffee company, and you're going on a rocket for hockey season anyways. I was saying earlier today to Shannon, and we might do this, how fun would it be to recreate the beginning of Wayne's World? with our hockey jerseys.
Oh man, I'm into that.
Game on.
Game on.
Yeah, maybe we'll make that video. I don't know. We'll
I
see.
just want to do this scene where I can't remember her name, but she's like, "Hi Wayne, hi," and she's riding a bike and she slams into the back of a car. I will never forget that scene. That's my favorite scene as a kid.
Oh my God, so funny.
Hi,
Oh
Wayne.
God, Stacy.
Yeah.
It took me a second, but there it is.
Wow.
Finally, guys, the big reveal, the one you guys have all been waiting for. We didn't even say it in the beginning because we were waiting for this moment. Guys, the Halloween mug is coming. Halloween is right around the corner. We're coming out with a brand new Halloween mug. I'm going to have a really nice picture. I'll put it in the show right here, but it's been behind us the whole time. This is it for real. For real, for real,
Dude,
for
these
real.
fucking colors are awesome.
It's the reverse glaze. So we got the lighter mug with the dark glaze on it, and near and dear to my heart, we're repping Edgar Allan Poe.
How cool is that? We're
cool.
calling it the Nevermore mug.
Yeah, the raven right on there, candles in the wings. This is probably my favorite Halloween mug we've ever done. It's a great size, like to put it up towards a normal coffee mug. It's about like this, the nice size of that. These are a run of 5,000. And if you guys are new to the company and new to the mug lifers, let me break it down for you. The reason why we're showing this to you and getting all excited about it is because very shortly you're going to have a chance to win a golden ticket. Now, on a golden ticket day, what happens is every single purchase made on deathwishcoffee.com on that day has a chance to win a super limited edition of the mug that's about to be released. This mug is no different. This will have a different glaze to it, being the golden ticket. It'll look a little different, but it'll have that same medallion on there. And anywhere between, let's say, 20 and 30 people will have the chance of getting that golden ticket mug with their order placed on that day. The cool thing about a golden ticket day is every single order that is placed on that day will get this medallion, this awesome Edgar Allan Poe medallion, in a patch in their order for freaking free. And if you are a subscriber, you'll get it in your next subscription. And I can't wait to get this patch as well.
Dude, the Nevermore patch is baller.
Which is going to be amazing. Now, to walk you through even farther, that means as soon as the golden ticket day happens, which is going to happen in a couple weeks, after that, right around the corner is the actual mug release day. And if you guys don't know, the best way to find out about mug release days is A, do what you're doing, watch this show, subscribe to the newsletter, and subscribe to our mugs text list. It's very easy. You text the word mugs to 484848, and on the mug release day, you'll get a text right on your phone with a link to buy the mug. So you don't even have to go to the website. You literally can just click it, click buy now, and you're done. And like I said, 5,000 of these, and I think they're gonna go quick because I just love this.
Yeah.
I love this mug. I cannot wait for you all to have this mug, and I'm so excited for you to see it in person because that black glaze on top of the light mug is just so cool. And Edgar Allan Poe, I mean, what's more Halloween than one of the coolest writers out there when it comes to the macabre and the spooky?
Maybe a fucking dead comet shaped like a jack-o'-lantern?
That's true. That's kind of
throwing
scary
that out
too.
there.
So this is right around the corner, guys. That golden ticket chance will be coming up in just a few short weeks. And then right around the corner from there will be the actual mug release in time for Halloween. And what better way to celebrate Halloween than to have a kick-ass new coffee mug to do it with? So we're really excited for that. That's it. That's all we're going to tell you this week, guys. We got more stuff throughout the rest of the year, so we don't want to completely give everything away on one show. So you'll have to tune in next week for more news from the world's strongest coffee company. And that's the show, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, sharing, watching, liking, commenting, doing all those things. We would be nothing without you guys. We really appreciate all of you and all of your love and support through National Coffee Day and beyond. We love that you guys have been watching the show and enjoying the show. one final time. If you want to follow Dustin and myself, it's very easy over on social media. We try to talk about the show, other cool things, and stuff that we do. Like I said earlier in the show, we went to Ren Fair, and we posted a lot about that on our Instagrams as well. And it's real easy. I am at Jeff Wish Coffee.
And I am at Death Wish Dustin.
And please tune into the podcast tomorrow with the very funny John Murray. He is part of UCB and also just started his own podcast, the Bosscast. We'll have a brand new podcast with him on tomorrow. And we'll be back next week with a brand new show and another chance to win something cool. See you guys next week.
Cheers.